Ever felt stuck with your portfolio? I did too, until I decided to update my portfolio, write new case studies in just 1 month. I'm Nushin, I'm a senior UX designer based in Toronto, Canada. In this video, I'm gonna show you how I revamped my portfolio with 4 brand new case studies in just 30 days. It's been over 5 years until my last update, and stepping out of my comfort zone has been a game changer for me. Right now, I'm just gonna go over the exact process that I used to just write new case studies and what helped me to stand out and make my work shine. If you decided to write a product design case study, it might seem a tedious work, but trust me, it's the secret to standing out to clients and employers. I know many designers overthink creating case studies and just writing them, but I'm here to show you the only structure you need to write them and just land job interviews in 2024 with the competitive market. At the end of the video, I also share how to plan the way you want to write them and how I did it in just 1 month with 4 projects. So let's dive in. So at first, I want to start with the planning process. I use Notion to plan and organize my case studies, all of my written content. This is the Notion page that I use to just organize and plan everything and have everything structured here. I started by writing in April, and then I decided to just create the visuals for them in May. That's why here the date is May, and before that it was write case studies. Right now the title is create visuals for case studies. So just to clarify, no confusion here. I have everything archived. Here's my timeline that I'm gonna go over by the end of the video after I explain my writing technique. I created a case study project template outline that I use for all of my projects. Let me show you an example and just go over each section. So here's the template I used. It's just broken down into several key sections. So I suggest you to just take notes until I go over them, or maybe grab screenshots from them so that you can follow this structure as well for your own, and just adjust the template based on the project's specifics. I believe this is the great reference for you. At first, we have the project title, of course, and project overview. For your project title, make sure that you mention something exciting in your title. Don't just write for example, redesign mobile app for food delivery. It's so boring. Just write, for example, your impact in the product or something impactful that you did for the business. That's one thing I really wanted to mention here, which is just unrelated but very important. So this section just includes the project name, project summary, my role, and just outlining your role in the project. Were you a researcher, were you a designer, were you a part of a bigger team, and also the duration of the project. It's very important to set the context at first so that no one is confused about anything, and it's easy for the reader to follow your case study. Then we have the problem statement. In the problem statement, you just say what problem you were trying to solve. Just be clear and concise. What are the goals you're trying to achieve? Write about the requirements and summarize the user pain points to just help the recruiter or employer understand what you're trying to achieve in this project. Okay, next we have the design process. In design process, this is the most important part of the project. So you can just start with research. It's not mandatory to start with the research. You can just start with your visual design. It depends on which field of UX you want to follow and get into. So remember that as well. You just dive into your design process, and as I mentioned before, each project can have a different approach. So just adjust the template based on that and the project needs. For example, in one project that I've written here, it was a design system project. So I focused on the components, visuals, my communication with the developers to hand off the components, and everything about that. So no research and user testing and stuff like that. But On another hand, for my offers project, I did more user testing and refinements on the prototypes based on the user research results. So I focused more on user testing background and UXR goals and key findings from the project. So it depends how was your project essence, so that you can just change the template based on that. The mistake that most of the junior designers make in writing their case studies and writing their design process is that they just start with a boring and generic process. For example, they just start with research, creating user personas, creating the sitemap, and so that you can see after that, you can see that all of the case studies from the students and graduates are completely the same, because they are not identifying their own interests and they think that they just need to follow the usual process for everything, which is a huge mistake. So adjusting the templates really help you to stand out from the crowd. In the design process, it's very important to just talk about the challenges you face throughout the project and how you overcome them. This shows your problem-solving skills as well. I recommend you to just check out my case study creation process, which is a real time, and I just did go over how I designed the visual design of my projects, and I have the link in the description below so that you can check it out. It's very helpful for you. Okay, so the final one is the conclusion and results. And you can have the dev handoff visuals here as well. This section is just about the deliverables for dev handoff and just documenting the business outcomes from yourself, from the designs. After, for example, the project is launched, what are the outcomes of the project? Present the final designs and outcomes and use visuals like before and after. They are very helpful as well, or just use the design. Okay, let's continue. My memory got full, so I had to just clean up the memory, and now I'm back with a different angle. I was talking about the results. In the results section, just reflect on what you learned from and how it can impact your future work, and also write about your genuine connection with the project as well. Just personalize it. So just to recap, remember each project has its unique approach and you can just adjust the template based on that. I can demonstrate that by showing you an example. So for example, for my exclusive offers project, I mentioned that I did a massive work on user testing, so I have a lot of content about user testing as well, and just the outcomes, the insights, the everything about that, the results, and how I changed the prototypes. And in my design systems, I have a lot to talk about how I designed, what was my methodology, what was naming conventions, how I created the components and stuff like that. So it's important that you just know how was your design process and just go based off on that for writing the template. Okay, now let's talk about the timeline. Writing 4 projects in 1 month might sound daunting, but it's doable with proper planning. I just dedicated 1 week to each project, and here's how I did it. Here I have my projects here. So design system, it was just week 1. This is my creating visuals timeline, but imagine it was the same. Have the hardest project at the first week of your writing process, because you have more energy, you are more motivated to start. I focus on gathering all of the necessary materials I need to go over my case study writing, and started with problem statement and project overview. So next, in week 2, I moved into my second project, which was native app reskin, and just repeating the same process as I did for the previous process, and adjusting the template based on as I needed. By the third week, I had a rhythm going on, and I was just getting used to writing them. This project had a huge focus on user testing and creating prototypes, and just doing refinements on the prototypes, which I didn't have for my design systems project. So I just adjusted the template based on that. When I'm saying each project has its own process, that's what I'm referring to. So don't write the same generic process for all of your case studies. I just wrapped up everything. I already had the outline for my brace cards from before. I did some quick refinements on that, which I didn't have. That's why I kept it for the final week, because I was a little tired of writing. I just made sure that all of my case studies are cohesive and consistent. To just see my process for the brace card project, you can check out this video as well, where I just go over the full creation of the project and how I created the visuals for that, and how I created it in Webflow. The link is in the description below as well. So here we go. Updating my portfolio was very challenging, but it was a rewarding experience for sure. If you follow this structure and just dedicate the time, I will promise you that you can land job interviews in 2024 and you can just impress hiring managers with them. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe me for more UX UI content, and just leave a comment below if you have any more tips for writing case studies. Thank you so much, guys. Bye.